Tragic accident or crime scene?
The Toyota Camry barreled down the road just after dusk, first headlights, then taillights, hitting a notorious bump in the pavement. The car went airborne, clipped a curb, struck a sign, and finally slammed into a building.
Metal crumpled, glass exploded. Inside 3 youths, 1 survived, 2 did not. What happened in that instant would change countless lives forever. But the legal question that followed wasn't just what happened. It was how the state decided to reinterpret a devastating crash as a murder case. And what, if anything, could the state actually prove?
Did the driver intentionally drive into a building at 100 miles per hour with plans of homicide and suicide? Or was this a tragic accident that no one could have predicted or prevented? No data, measurement, device, human observation, or expert analysis exists that can reveal what was going through MACKENZIE Shirilla's mind before her car violently met with disaster. Yet prosecutors claimed to know, and the court accepted it without hesitation. MACKENZIE's case should serve as a shots fired warning to every American. The legal system has gone rogue. When prosecutors abandon evidence, discard due process, and replace investigation with narrative, they aren't just ignoring the Constitution. They are making an obscene hand gesture at it. Unless the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office possesses a supernatural ability, telepathy, claircognizance, or some other mind-reading power,
it is literally impossible to prove intent on MACKENZIE's part.
There is no mechanism, scientific or legal, that allows anyone to know what she was thinking in the moments before the crash. That's not justice. That's parlor tricks, Ouija board style, dressed up as motive and evidence. But here's where the law is not flexible or debatable.
Intent requires proof, not inference, not theory, not narrative. Proof. This isn't a technicality, it's the core of criminal law. Intent is the dividing line between purposeful crimes and accidental conduct. For murder under Ohio Revised Code 2903.02, the prosecution must prove that MACKENZIE purposely caused the deaths. Not that she was reckless, not that the outcome was tragic, but that she purposefully intended to kill. The state must establish purposeful intent through admissible evidence. Speculation about mindset is not proof. And that's why this case should never have risen to the level of murder. In MACKENZIE's case, the state had no access to her mind, no confession, and no crash data showing she made an intentional choice at the moment of impact. What they had instead was an imagination, a story they insisted the court should believe over physics, over science, and over the limits of human knowledge. And it did, delivering 2 murder convictions, 15 years to life, for an event they had no way to prove was intentional. The state presented 0 evidence of intent. There were no threats made by her in evidence, no text messages or social media posts outlining a death plan, no journal entries, no confessions, no reliable witness testimony that she expressed a desire to commit homicide or suicide, no forensic evidence suggesting she ever wanted to kill anyone. Nothing in her past behavior pointed to a plan to take a life or end her own. Every piece of evidence that could be considered proof of intent was conspicuously absent. Then came the most revealing moment of all, from the prosecutor himself. In a recorded interview after her sentencing, when asked why he believes MACKENZIE did it, Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Michael O'Malley said,
"You can't say with any certainty. I would think if somebody's driving into a wall at 100 miles per hour that there's at least a reasonable belief that maybe she was trying to commit suicide as well, but we don't know that. But certainly when you're driving that fast into a wall, there's a good probability that you may not survive, and maybe that was her direction, but we just don't know for certain. We will probably never know."
Here's the legal reality. Intent is the purposeful choice to cause a specific result. Without proof that she intended to cause death, the state didn't have probable cause for a murder conviction. Charging her with murder was overreach. Convicting her without evidence of intent was against the Constitution. Yet the court upheld the conviction. Listen to O'Malley's words again. "You can't say with any certainty, and we will probably never know." Those are not harmless comments. They are an admission that the state's entire case fails at the most basic legal level. And the DA's cavalier attitude during that interview with his maybe this and maybe that is the very definition of reasonable doubt. If intent is unproven, then beyond a reasonable doubt is unreachable. This is the type of rogue prosecution nightmares are made of. If it can happen to MACKENZIE, it can happen to anyone. We've just exposed how the state chose to operate outside the law. But the story is far from over. In Part 2, we uncover the full timeline, the who, what, and when the prosecution would rather you didn't know, and the deeper you go, the clearer it becomes. Nothing about this case is as it seems. Be sure to join us for Part 2, the clock, the calendar, and the conspiracy.